So Lewis, first day out on track here at Spa. How do you sum it up from your side and Ferrari's side today?
Pretty good day. In general, positive. We made steps forward. Relatively clean sessions. Made a couple of changes into P2. The gap is seems a bit bigger today than, at least in P2, than anticipated. But hopefully we can try and close that tomorrow. But overall, we generally feel good.
Yeah, you touched on the gap there. I mean, what's the outlook for the rest of the weekend at this point? I know you've got the debrief to come, but early signs from the competition and so on?
The others look really strong. Obviously, Red Bull looks very strong. Mercedes picked up a lot of pace in this session. McLaren were looking good as well. So I really don't know. As I said, the car feels pretty decent, but we're lacking a little bit in the middle sector for some reason. So we're just looking into why that is, and if we see if we can pick that up tomorrow. But yeah, but I love driving this track though. The track is amazing. It's a lot different. It's a little bit different to the previous years where the engine's dying down the straights. That part is not as good as as previous years here. But in terms of the car through the corners and stuff, it's good.
Hi Kimi, looked like a pretty decent turnaround for you today. I think it was in FP1 you described the car as edgy, and then obviously top of the pile in FP2. Just take me through that day and where that improvement's come from.
Yeah, we made big changes with the car, and it was a lot better. So that's a good direction. Of course, there's still a lot of work to do as a team, and as well with my driving. But yeah, it was a much better session, and now looking forward to tomorrow.
In terms of the rest of the weekend, what more do you need to focus on? And I guess the target is obviously to get another win under your belt.
Yeah, no, of course. We obviously Silverstone was a great weekend, but came out with no points, which obviously hurt a lot. But this weekend obviously different one, new challenge, and the goal is to still maximize every session, every time I go in the car, and yeah, then maximize the result. But definitely today was a good end, and but now a lot of work ahead of tomorrow.
You were looking pretty quick out there, but we heard your radio message, unacceptable about the gear shifts. I mean, how do you sum up that day, the feeling in the car?
I mean, pretty decent, I think, for us. The balance is straight away there, just fine-tuning a little bit with the car, which hopefully unlocks a little bit more pace. But honestly, I think from what we have as a package, it's been a good day.
You reverted on the rear wing, taking off the McLaren rear wing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Did it really change things? And what's the outlook for the rest of the weekend? Early signs from the competition?
Yeah, it just opens differently. So we'll see. I mean, we just focus on ourselves, and honestly, I cannot be disappointed or whatever. I mean, it's been a good day for us. I'm not sure how much more there is in there compared to the others, but for me, feeling-wise, it's been all right. I mean, second practice, you see a little bit more what the real gap is probably, but hopefully we can eke out of that a little bit towards qualifying.
Thank you. So Lando, first day out on track here at Spa. Pretty happy with that display?
I would say so. I think in terms of pace at the end, we seemed good on one lap. We seemed reasonable, but there's been quite a few times throughout the season where we seemed good in FP2, and we're off come qualifying. So today it was more just getting through our plan in FP1. Wasn't the cleanest FP1. We had a few problems and a few issues which didn't allow us to get out of the garage as quickly as we wanted to, and obviously it would have been nice to get a few more laps in the end without the red flag, just to learn some more about high fuel. But otherwise, I think we made some improvements between the sessions, and we have to see if we can do another step into P3.
We know you've got the grid drop to come, of course, but what's your thinking going into the weekend and also early signs from the competition?
I mean, we've not really changed anything this weekend, so there's no reason for us to expect anything different. Red Bull normally always just don't turn up on Friday, so we're going to get to tomorrow, and they'll be just as quick, or if not quicker. So let's just wait and see. I think we probably turned up with the Mercedes, and the rest of them didn't. So I think we're still probably at the minute fourth fastest. But it seems like if we can get things right, then we might be a little bit closer than we were in Silverstone. So let's wait and see.
Well, Carlos, listening to James on the pit wall, he reckoned it took a little bit longer to get the car where you needed it today. How did the day progress from your perspective?
Yeah, it has been a bit of a scrappy day on our side of the garage. We had an issue in the car in FP1 that meant I was running with a car that we didn't want to be running, or a setup that we didn't want to be running. So yeah, a bit of a wasted session for us, FP1. So that puts you a bit on the back foot. Felt like by the start of FP2 I was half a session to a session behind the others. Probably by the end I started to catch up a bit, but still missing a bit of performance on my side of the garage this weekend, and looking forward to see what we can find overnight, because I'm pretty sure there is something that needs to be changed.
Yeah. Were you trialing the wing against each car in that first session? What kind of answers did you come up with?
We're trying everything, like from wings, we're trying things on the floor, trying things on the mechanical side. We're trying, the team is pushing flat out to improve the situation, and trying using FP1s and FP2s to try things. Probably means we will never optimize the whole weekend, because we're trying maybe too many things to try and find performance. But at least we're trying, which is everything we can do right now in the situation we're in.
Hi Franco, P7 for you in FP2 just then. I mean, does that give you a positive sense for the rest of the weekend after that first day of running?
Yeah, it's been positive. I think all the laps that I completed today, they were competitive. I think more competitive than Silverstone and Austria so far. So we are in a slightly better place. I think we could capitalize in some of the areas we need to improve, and with a little step, I think, towards the right direction. Also, this car, it is helping us. This track is also helping us a little bit to show a little bit of a stronger pace, and our car, it just generally seems a bit better. So, yeah, we'll keep pushing for tomorrow.
A lot about that battle in the team standings with you and Racing Bulls as well. Is that still your main target?
Of course, and today it was a good day because we've been in front of them. So that is still the goal, and that's what isn't paying off, to work a bit harder and find some performance. I think we find a little bit our path back. It's not great yet, so we need to do more steps, but it's been slightly better.
Well, Ollie, you brought a little bit of an update here this weekend. Did it give you a little bit of extra performance today?
Yeah, honestly, I think it's been a positive day. We bought a new front wing, which has not been, a groundbreaking step, but a step nonetheless. And honestly, I've been really happy with how the car has been feeling. So that's positive. The data remains the same, to the front and to our competition at the front of the midfield, but. We have to focus on what we have, and honestly the balance was good today, so I'm happy.
Yeah, I mean, the Alpine looked quite quick, and obviously the Racing Bulls is still there. In terms of the lap, a lot of discussion in advance about how complicated it would be with deployment, etc. Is it relatively straightforward what to do?
Yeah, I mean, at the end it's not really in our hands. We drive the car and the guys take care of what to do. But yeah, it's a bit tough because some corners have lost a bit of their magic. Some corners are a bit less fun to drive than before, but that's what we're used to, and of course on this track it's the worst case scenario.
Yeah, cooler over the rest of the weekend, I think it's forecast. Will that change much, and have you got much in your mind to kind of assess and improve overnight?
Hopefully that should play into our hands a little bit. Generally as things get cooler, the car performs better, you uncover less of your limitations, of which we have quite a few, so I think cooler weather favours us, so looking forward to that, and we'll do our very best to be up there when it counts tomorrow and on Sunday.
Hi Nico, I think you alluded to it yesterday that it was going to be maybe a little bit of a challenge this weekend. Is that kind of the sense you're getting after the first day of running?
Yes, partly yes. I think partly we're also still experimenting, trying different things around here. So obviously Friday is a learning day, practice day, so I think some interesting stuff that came out of today, which we'll now need to process overnight and then put the best and then fastest package on the road for tomorrow. It's not all bad, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a stretch tomorrow.
And then looking ahead to the rest of the weekend, is there much more kind of experimenting to do? Do you treat it as a bit of an experimental weekend?
No, not really. I mean, that's what today was for. Learn about everything, and then from here onwards, obviously, it gets a bit more serious, and the two meaningful sessions tomorrow and Sunday. All to play for. As expected, it's probably a bit tougher here to push ourselves into the top 10 from the impression also we got today. But you never know. You always have to fight for it.
Lance, We know the situation you're in for the team, but what can you tell us about those sessions today from your side?
Yeah, just some learning for tomorrow, for Sunday. Yeah, some setup work to do overnight, try and get the car working a bit better, and yeah, that's we know where we're at, so just do the best we can.
Can you take us into the cockpit, what you were feeling out there, and then what is the mindset for the rest of the weekend? Obviously there are the updates coming in Hungary, but it's just getting through this weekend before those arrive.
Yeah, exactly that, just getting through the weekend. It's going to be tough for sure. It's been tough, so hopefully Hungary will be better.
Fred, first day out on track here at Spa. How do you sum it up from Ferrari's side?
Oh, it went pretty well this morning, a little bit more difficult this afternoon, but it's relative. We know that fuel is mega important in terms of competitiveness. It means that we can't compare with the others. It's the case the last couple of events. Let's be focused on ourselves, try to get the best from what we have, and we'll see tomorrow afternoon.
You said focusing on yourselves. Got the debrief to come, but what have the early comments been from Lewis and Charles about the car here?
Yeah, there is a lot of to do on the energy deployment, because we saw today that you have a huge delta speed between the cars from one straight line to the others. It means that you need, after simulation and simulation and simulation, now we are in the real life, and we have to also to think about the race, how you have to attack and defend. And let's see tomorrow.
Yeah, let's see tomorrow. I mean, what is the outlook at this point for the rest of the weekend?
It's too early. That if you have a look on the last 4 or 5 events, the class